TV is
Uh-huh.
what I usually do, but usually it's like there and it's not there. So now I got to figure
Oh.
out where we are. Episode 29. All right, we're live. I just don't know how to find it on the TV. All
Uh-oh.
right, hold
Yeah, I do
on, guys.
see.
Welcome. Oh, this is the playlist. I don't want that. I really be feeling like an auntie sometimes, like real life, real life.
Like for real, for real. Somebody help me
Yeah.
with this.
Like, because why can't I find this right now? This is silly. Oh
Well,
my
I
gosh.
am
Oh, I know
on
what I
here,
can do. I can go to,
but I don't see us.
you're on the link.
I just went directly to YouTube just to see.
Right, that's what I'm
And
saying. It's not
oh
just saying
yeah.
that the page is live. So I'm trying to, but I'm looking at the link, and the link has us as live. So I'm
And
trying to figure out why it's not showing on
oh, there we
YouTube.
are. Yeah, we are. We're there for
Okay.
sure.
All right. It was just a delay.
There
All
we
right.
go.
So let's see
I'm
how this is sounding now. That's the next thing.
dun, dun, dun. Why are you not playing?
Okay. I think we're in business. I think
Hey,
we're in business.
hello.
Woo, child. Okay.
We got
Well,
that. We got that.
look, I'm sweating and shit. God dang. All right. Let's go ahead and get the intro kicked off.
Dun, dun, dun. Dance move.
Oh my God. I need a fan.
Happy Sunday
Happy Sunday
to ya.
to
I went the Stevie
you.
Wonder route, but I like your note. Get it, sis.
Oh, that's where we was going to Stevie Wonder.
That's where
All
I went
right.
in my head. Happy Sunday to ya.
Ah,
But then
gotcha.
I thought you were
Gotcha.
remixing it because the words were still there. So I thought that was also
Remix.
interesting.
What's up, y'all? So, hey, how y'all
Ciao.
doing? Okay, listen, Mercury is in retrograde now. Kalanda claims that the retrograde don't is not affecting technology. In my experience, it always does. We had crazy things happening over here, so we got it together. We here, we on here. I still can't find it on the TV. I don't understand what's
Uh,
happening. I don't know. But weird things are happening, but that's all right because we made it, and that's what's
amen.
important. So
Hallelujah.
okay, so let me. There it is. See, this is
You
I don't
found us?
know. It's some on YouTube. Like usually, it would just have the thing pop up, and it wasn't doing that, but
It wasn't doing it.
it is what it
It's
is. All right.
well,
So where's my notes and
the runner
things where it's
show.
supposed to
I know.
be?
I was all the
There we
things.
goes. All right. You good? You ready over there?
Best I can be.
My God, today. All right. So, what up, y'all? Welcome to. So, you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese. We're two real life cousins, and we talk about the stuff that we thought was normal, but it was actually the family recipe of dysfunction. So, we are unpacking all of that and sharing our stories and helping other people find their voices, especially when it comes to healing and mental health. So we invite y'all along for this journey, self-discovery, laughter, a whole lot of laughter, and hopefully a good amount of healing. So my name
Amen.
is Kimberland Tylen, House of O'Neill, Jackson, and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless. So excited to be here with
Clock
you
it,
all.
clock it, clock it. Amen, amen, amen. And I am Kalonda of House Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, and excellence enchantress. And don't forget, Anola native.
Yes.
Look at us, look at us. You better press those buttons,
I
girl.
found the button.
See,
I
guys, you
said,
will always get growth from us. If nothing else, everyone is going to be just a little bit better, a little bit different. Hang in. You're going to see it. It's great.
you get to see the evolution of the things.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
I love it. I love it. Well, speaking of knowing what to expect from us when you come here, there are a couple things that we all agree to and what we would want like you to agree to. So from us, one, transparency. We will pour our hearts and souls out on this screen, on these keyboards. All we ask is that you understand we are human. We are extremely, extremely gifted and educated, and we are experts in a lot of things, but not everything. But know that we will tell you when we run up against those things that we go, not my ministry, sis. However, I can get you connected with the person that is working in that particular area of genius because we are connectors, right? Um, Above all else, you can expect a good time. As Kim said, we are a friggin' hoot. We also curse. So govern yourselves accordingly, I believe is how they say out in these streets. If you
Okay.
need headphones, put them in. If you need to put the kids out, put them out. However that works, but you might hear an F bomb or a bitch or a shit at some point. What we're expecting from you is just be willing to come on this journey with us, engage with us, talk in the chat. Sometimes we can't get in there because we're talking to each other, but you guys feel free to talk to each other down there. It's a good time, I promise.
It really
Um,
is.
Really, we want to know what questions you have. Drop it in there. You never know. If we can't answer, somebody in the chat might do it for you. But by all means, interact, comment, like, subscribe, share, 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 and then listen, 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 Linda, and then tell all the people about it. Okay?
You know what I was gonna say? So you know how the Listen Linda was a thing
Uh
that
huh.
for that season? I don't so let me ask you this before I give what I'm about to
Okay.
say. So when he was saying listen Linda, how did you interpret what he was saying?
How did I interpret it?
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to remember the actual video, but I think he
So
was
it was
just
a
like,
little
listen,
boy,
like,
he was
hold on,
talking to
like,
uh-huh.
yeah,
So why
like,
he kept
hold
saying
on, like,
Linda?
oh, I think that was her name,
Right. So this is what I just realized the other day is that
like
that might have
Linda
not been her
Lindo.
name. It might have been Linda like beautiful because it was they were Spanish.
Listen, beautiful. Oh,
Yes.
very true.
Yes. So
Could be. Listen, beautiful. I mean, still applies. Please listen. Now, look, I'm talking to you. You trying to get
facts.
mad, but I need you to focus.
Facts.
You were
Facts.
wasn't it
Facts.
cupcakes? I'm like, you heard about these cupcakes. I need you to pay attention.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I just saw that video come up the other day. We talk about
Uh-huh.
algorithms today.
Yes.
So it came up, and then I was like, wait a minute, they are very much Spanish. He might not be calling this lady Linda. He might just be saying, listen, beautiful, listen,
Listen,
listen.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
Could
anyway, I
be.
just wanted to make that
Context.
that deposit.
Context. I like it. That is 100% likely. Like
The
in the
things.
grand scheme of things, for sure.
Exactly. So we have emojis, y'all, and we want to make sure
Yes.
that you all know what the emojis are so you know how to interact with us. We're going to practice that right now. So if you're here on the live stream, we talking to you, okay? If you're
Hi.
watching during the replay, then please do go ahead and just take a moment and drop these in the chat. So you want to tell them about your emojis first?
Well, my emojis are the ladybug, which is a beautiful symbol. It has been a messenger from the universe to me especially as I was making that transition from the States to living abroad. I would see them everywhere. They'd be in the house, they'd be outside, they'd land around. I dream about them, all the things. And they are absolute messengers of letting you know you're on the right track. Keep going. Little visions of good luck. And supposedly, if you can count the dots, that's how many months it is before whatever your dream is coming true. I don't know. I haven't tested that. The other one is the blue heart. And that is because in this phase of life, I have committed to loving out loud, being loved out loud, not trying to have to kind of figure out what that means or what people mean, just getting clarity in life. And cobalt blue is my absolute favorite color. It's just rich and homey and feels like a hug. So if you ever see me out here in these streets, by all means, a ladybug and a blue heart are the ways to say I love you. And I came from so you don't put syrup on your
Oh, I
grilled
love that. So I forgot that the emojis don't show up on the screen, and I had pushed a button, and then I was like, "Take those down. They can't see them."
They can't see
Um, but it's
it.
okay. Y'all getting the point. So my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. So yellow is my favorite color. It makes me happy. It reminds me of the sun. It brings me joy. Sunflowers are the symbol for invisible disabilities, and I'm someone who is neurodivergent and very proud and loud about that. And actively becoming an activist for those of us who live with things that you just can't see on the outside. So sunflowers represent all of that. So that's one for me. And then the other is the crayon, because there was a time where I was living my life in black and white, and I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. So the crayon is the symbol for that. All right. So y'all go ahead and drop those into the chat, drop them into the comments. Hi, Dream Tooth. Welcome to the show. Go ahead and like and share this
While you're in
content,
there,
this
hey,
stream. Hang
dear,
out,
come
get
on
some
in.
people, some more people in here to hang out with us. All right. So before I say, you know what I wanted to tell you? You know what I saw the
Tell
other
me,
day?
what did you see?
Two hummingbirds.
Ah, yay! Yay! Oh,
I said, Kalanda's gonna love this.
oh, that's
So when Kalanda came,
amazing.
when she first came here, she would run into the room all the time and be like, "I saw a hummingbird. Did you see it?" And I'm like, "Girl, no, I ain't seen no hummingbird." Like, and she would just say it all the time. And I started to think, I don't know, Kalanda, you been in there? I don't know what's happening. No, it was first I saw it kind of off, and then it came up to the doors. So now I have to get a
Ooh,
hummingbird feeder. Now I have to.
yay!
But didn't you say there was something not good about that
There's
though?
all kind of stuff like, girl,
Oh,
it's its
well, I
own
won't
rabbit
do that
hole
then.
of like different types and which ones are better and how often you have to clean it because then it could turn into alcohol with the sugar water and
And
then
then
they
they
could
get
drink it
drunk.
and then their tongues swell up and then they starve and then die. So,
Eek.
you know,
Okay. Well, never mind about that. But there are some gorgeous flowers out here
I was
that
gonna
it
say,
seems
no, you could
like,
pick some flowers to
yeah,
attract them naturally and not have
yes.
to deal with
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha. So we're gonna stick on the natural tip,
There
okay?
you go.
And so there are some flowers out here that I think that they're attracted to. I don't know what they're called, so
Ah,
I'll have
so
to go
you're gonna
out
get to
there and
see
see.
more of them.
Yeah. So, but that was really cool. I was like, oh man, I see. It feels so. I don't know, unbelievable. Like I don't feel like you really see hummingbirds in real life. Like I never saw a hummingbird in the U.S.
Just bopping about. I feel like I did, but I don't know that I ever really paid attention to them until,
Fair.
later. And so, like the other day, we went, where did we go? Oh, we went to the Contemporary Arts Museum. And so outside of it, they have like this big pond fountain thing. And I had said, I haven't seen a hummingbird since I've been here, which is funny because they have hummingbirds on everything, like
Oh, really?
pictures and pins and
Is it like the state
graffiti.
bird or something?
That's a good question. I should look at what their state bird is, but I don't know if it is. It is on their money. There's a hummingbird on their money. And
Oh, it's got
so
to be. Let me see. Go
something.
ahead. Keep talking. I'm gonna look it
And
up.
so while we were outside, all of a sudden this bird comes like swooping out and then is just like hovering over this water. And we're like, oh my God. And it was so funny because Bianca was recording a video while we were walking and talking. And so she was like, "Oh yeah, and I got that on tape," like blah blah blah, right? Girl, while we go to look back at it,
Y'all wasn't recording.
we were recording. You can hear us go, oh my God. Bird nowhere to be found. So I don't know where like the camera was pointed, but it was not capturing the hummingbird at all. But I swear we saw one.
Interesting.
Yeah, very
Very
interesting.
interesting.
I was like, thank God somebody was there and saw it with me. Otherwise, I would really be like, okay, I have officially lost my mind. like,
Right, right, right. So I have some fun facts that I want to share
I would
since
love it.
we're
I'm ready.
since
Here,
we're
let's do
here. So the
it.
hummingbird is not the
uh-huh.
state bird of Peru. I'll get to that in a moment. But basically, it's said that the people in the Andes, the Inca, really honored the hummingbird's symbol of resilience and beauty, mirroring the spirit of the Andean culture. The Incas, who once ruled the land, revered hummingbirds for their agility and endurance. And
Mhm.
then hummingbirds, they say, are highly symbolic, representing resilience, beauty, and spiritual connections. They are often seen as messengers from the divine, particularly in Incan traditions, where they are associated with healing, joy, and the potential for growth and transformation.
Look
So
out.
that's how they're symbolized. But this what I also wanted to tell you. Wait, where did it go? What they
Uh-oh.
say the national bird. Oh wait, hold on. Here it is. What is the national bird of Peru? It is called the Andean cock of the rock. Is the national bird of Peru.
What? What the fuck is that? Is
I'm
there a
about to
picture?
share. Wait, I'm about to share my screen so you can see it because
Okay.
y'all might think I'm making this up, and I'm
Kim
so
over there
not.
just naming birds.
I'm so not. Wait, hold on. How do I share my screen? Share
A cock of the
screen.
rock.
That's
Yes,
what it
indeed.
says. I swear. Okay, here we are. Wait, share. Get out of there. Okay. It says it right here. The Andean bird, the cock of the rock, is the national bird of Peru. And
not the
that's what it looks
not the
like.
average size being 12 inches. They wish. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, y'all. I'm sorry. I am 12 at heart. Like
Oh my god, I didn't expect that to be so funny. Whoa. Oh my god. That was hilarious. All right, well, let's come on out of that rabbit hole.
Well, all right then. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna start the show.
Yo, that's wild. Okay, so there are 1,297 of y'all that's rocking with us. And we here for
Woohoo!
it. We are so here. Wait, I'm on the wrong screen. I gotta do things.
Oh my
Man, that was freaking funny.
gosh. Love it.
Yeah, so we're up to 1,297 subscribers. So we are having new people coming and hanging out with us and finding us. So welcome to all our new subscribers. If you are a new subscriber, please do say hey to us in the comments. Be like, what up? Drop some emojis, okay? Like
Oh,
we want to holler at you. All right. The other thing is we are still in the midst of our watch campaign, if you will. So now we got more people, right? Because many hands make light work. So what we do
amen.
is ask
Amen.
for you to commit to watching 2 hours of our content each week. That helps us to reach our goal of getting our page monetized and really just getting us onto the eyeballs of people who are looking for shenanigans that we have,
You
because
know?
we are shenaning again and again,
Again and
every
again.
opportunity that we get. So if you a shenan type of person, you want to be over here and then bring the other shenaners with you. Okay.
Please
So
come on in the room.
bring be in the room with us in community. All right, so please do continue sharing, watching our videos. It helps with the things. All right, quick announcements. We do have some options for asking auntie today, so that's going to be pretty
Woo, woo,
interesting.
woo.
And I have put the titles in the description, but I'm going to say them out loud here. so that we can see what they are. So we have double trouble. Thou shalt not covet thy sister's sneaky link. Not me getting HR'd in my first 90 days. So we breaking up because you need to feel free. Love her down, but I'm low key losing myself. So we're going to
Ooh,
get to as many of those as we possibly can
juicy,
today,
juicy.
because y'all know we be yapping and talking and things, so
Little bit,
this is
little
the
bit.
bank, so we'll be pulling from those, as the shows go on. All right. But if you want to submit an asking auntie to us, asking auntie is basically an opportunity for you to ask us a question about something that's been on your mind, something that you're thinking about, something you need somebody else's opinion on. So what you will go to is tinyurl.com/asking auntie. You can remain anonymous, or you can make up a name if you want, but if you do choose to remain anonymous and give us no name, also give us, though, some demographic information: your age, where you live, maybe your race, any other qualifying things, that intersections that you need to
You
include,
know?
so that we'll have context of what the situation
Yes.
is. Okay. So again,
Because we ask
tiny URL.
questions.
Right, we be having questions. So we want to have as much information as we can to be able to give you some decent advice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So so if you want to do that, again, tinyurl.com/ask an auntie. And then we also allow people to come on as guests. So if you're like, man, they are a hoot, I really want to hang out with them, like they look like so much fun, email us at
Yeah.
mindingmyblackbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. And that is how you can apply to come on the show. Also, though, you have to taste syrup on your grilled cheese. It is mandatory,
You're
because
welcome.
y'all be out there judging us. And I just need y'all to just cut it out. Okay.
Just
Because we're
enjoy.
really trying to save lives out here. And, it's weird energy. It's weird energy
You
that,
know?
we
Why
just
they
trying
do
to
that?
show up and support and diversify your palate, and
Give
y'all
you the
casting all
best.
this judgment.
Rude.
Very okay. So anyway, if you want to come on and hang out with us, again, email us at mindingmyblackbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. All right. So let's get into the things. Transparency moment. How is your spirit feeling today?
My spirit is feeling adventurous.
Mm,
Um, let's see. My spirit is, I think the adventure is coloring a lot of the things, and like wanting to seek it out and kind of understand where it's coming from and where it's going and all of those paths that opens. Um, my spirit is also feeling very grateful.
mm,
Definitely in a season for sure of gratitude of where I am. Um, and I think I am still being a bit reflective because I am coming up on a year of having, like you said, like we talked last time, of being out of the States and
yeah.
living abroad and, embracing those titles. Because I've also realized that's a thing for me that I like have to like figure out of trying to like saying, oh, I'm a digital nomad, or
Mm,
I'm a content creator,
yeah.
or I'm a YouTuber, or I'm an
Mm-hmm.
executive assistant, or a business owner,
Mm-hmm.
or a CEO. Like that's a thing for me of like,
Yeah.
huh, I do those things, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't always
Mm-hmm.
feel like I am those things. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
I
So
do.
just making those connections within myself.
I
What
hear
about
that.
you?
So I am feeling I think inquisitive,
That's good.
and very much very peaceful and grounded. I feel I'm gonna even say like open, and it's not necessarily adventurous, because I was asking myself, like, is that it, like, is that the nuance of what it is? It's not necessarily, because to me adventurous feels like I'm seeking adventure, but
Mm,
it's more so I'm open to whatever is going to happen, and I'm willing to get on the bus and see where it goes,
hey,
type of thing. Yeah. So I would say that. And then I feel like I am back, like in the zone, in my zone of
nice.
genius, and like, operating in the things that I know that I know.
There
Like
you go.
I know this, so let me just go be great right
Do
quick,
that.
and
Right.
then I'll be
Right.
back after I finish that. So yeah, so that's been really nice too.
I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. I should say yeah.
So we have a comment. You are all the things and worthy of so much. I'm so proud of you, Kalanda. That is from
Aw.
Bianca.
Oh, that makes sense. I said I was gonna stop doing that, discounting the source, but I'm just
I'm
saying,
like,
I'm a work in progress.
okay, that's fair.
I'm a work in
That's
progress.
fair. That's
And
fair.
like, my
So
mama thinks I'm pretty. You're like, well, duh. You know what I
yeah, it's kind of like they supposed to say that type of
mean? You
thing.
know,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
also it can still be true though, even though
Very true.
you supposed to say
Both,
that, and also
and also it is
100% true.
accurate.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. So where shall we get into the things, the yes indeed life updates? Where shall we begin?
Where
I
shall we?
have something I want to show you.
Oh, well,
I
I want
wasn't
to see
trying to
it.
say that we should begin there, but I do
Well,
have
no,
something
you
I
got
want to show
excited
you.
about it, so I think that's a great place to start.
Okay, but wait, I gotta find it first.
She's like, hold on, don't get too excited. There is, whoa,
Girl, the
hey,
AI things that the robots are taking over, bro.
they
The
they
robot.
talking to you.
Why Alexa, girl? Yesterday, the other day, I had asked Alexa what I had. I'm sorry, girl. I'm not talking to you.
Oop, she said, I'm
Cancel.
here.
Wait, I had what I had said. Bianca, remind me what I said to her. I don't remember what I had said, but I
Oh, when
said
she was
thank
like,
you.
when she sang "You're Welcome" to you.
But that was another time. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I asked her to sing a song. That's what I did. I said, sing
oh,
me a song. Girl, why she started rapping, girl? And it was very much like white people rap. My name
oh.
is Alexa. I remind you of the calendar. Alexa, Alexa. Sing a song, Alexa. Let's see what she come up with today. I've been thinking a lot about what makes people happy. I've made a list and spent time asking why.
Ah.
The results are all
Oh my gosh.
kinds of miracles. The only
What?
cloud in the sky, it's the sand beneath your toes. It's the sand beneath your toes. Stars shine bright on a warm summer's night. When stars shine bright on a warm summer's night.
Yes, Lord.
Girl, why is she still singing? This is enough. I've had
It's
enough.
a full
Alexa,
song. She gave you a full
off.
production. She said, "Don't
Done.
play me."
I'm done. Girl, Alexa be in her. I gotta stop saying her name. Damn, she gonna keep coming
Cause
on.
she's answering. She said,
She be in
I
her
clocked
bag.
in. I'm ready for work."
But she was rapping, girl, and it was so funny because I was
Oh.
like, ma'am, this rap is not good at all. Like, not even a little bit. It was very much like, my name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All I do just want to feel my breast. Like, it was very much that.
I cannot with you. Please leave me alone. Because your finger meat is about to go viral any minute.
I wasn't even trying to be funny when I said that. I was so
Oh, it's
serious.
hilarious. Oh, that was hilarious to
I
me.
don't like having a whole bunch of finger meat touching things. It makes me feel some type of way. It makes me feel
Very
some
much
type of way.
understandable.
Oh my God. Okay.
Understandable.
How can I get this picture over here so that you can see it? There's a
Okay.
picture that I want. Well, I can send you the picture, but
Okay.
I want to show it on the screen. So I'm gonna send it to
Yes.
you on WhatsApp.
And this.
And I'm gonna be curious if you know who it is off top.
Oh.
You
Okay.
might.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna figure out how to get it on the screen. Okay.
Okay.
I just sent it to you.
I got this from who sent this?
Oh, you
Tina?
had it already. Well, that was a fucking
Well, no, but that's my meat.
well, that was what do you call it? When it's like you build something up and then falls flat. Edit this part out, editor.
What? No! Oh my God! What? Did I fix it? Was that better?
No. But anyway, I'm gonna figure out how to put it on the screen, y'all, at some point.
Okay.
But basically, I have been neck, eyeballs deep in family tree things
Ah,
because so what I sent Kalanda was a picture of our great grandparents. Did you know that
yes.
was Fletcher?
No.
Do you remember
I
them? Because I didn't even remember what my me looked like.
really? I
No,
remember
I was
mommy.
little when she died. I
Oh no,
mean,
I remember
a little more
mommy.
littler than you. You was little too, but I was like 7 or something. So I don't really like without a picture to help me remember.
Oh, really? No,
Absolutely not.
I remember mommy. I don't remember Fletcher at all. I don't. Did he live at the house? Was he
I
there?
don't know.
Was he there when we were around?
I don't know. Your mama just got here. She could tell us maybe.
Ma, did I know Fletcher? Did we call him Fletcher? What did we call him?
I don't know what we called this man. I've never had a grandfather figure in my life. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember there it's just about this hour. I remember there was a man that used to be there, but I don't know who that man was.
Are you talking about the man in the back in the
I don't
backyard?
know if it was the man in the back or the man in the front. I can't remember.
My type faster. Do we know Fletcher? Oh my gosh.
So while we get this information, let me give y'all some context. Well, you give them
Yeah.
context because in 2019, you the one who threw the gathering for us to get this information
Mm,
from Madeira. So tell the
hmm.
people like what happened and how you got there, because and then I'll pick it up
Yes.
from there.
Okay. So 2019, I had a spiritual reading. I guess I don't. I went to a spiritualist, let's just say. And I just was like wanting guidance. Like I just felt like there were things that were happening and I wanted to get some additional opinions, right? And so this beautiful, lovely woman, Sula, amazing, um, like did this whole reading. And she was like, your grandmother is talking to you and she wants you to bring the family together, that our family was really fractured and not really speaking, and that people would that people would come. She was like, you're the light, and you're not like involved in, I guess, in any drama of some sort or whatever. For whatever reason, they would come for you if you did it. So I'm like, okay, sure, because I very much was like also on the fringe, not necessarily involved very deeply with everybody. So I was like, I don't really know how this is going to come off. And there were things going on, and I didn't know how people would receive it. So wound up kind of putting out the call of like, hey guys, like, let's do this summer. We'll get together, bring some food, do some games for the kids, hang out. Our great aunt Medea was going to be there. And so we were able to really take that time to sit down and talk to her and get like this telling of the history of our family that we really didn't have. Like, one of my clients right now is, she's always just said, like, she's able to trace her family back into like the annals, not annals. Oh my God. The history books of New Orleans, and like from
Oh,
setting it
really?
up. And like she's like, I know that we have land that they found oil on. Like I could tell, like she has like this full wealth and breadth of knowledge and history of her family. And I'm like, man, I like to have that, to know that, and to be able to say like, this is my anchor, and like this is where I came from, right? Um, so we didn't have that. So it was really good just in having that one conversation with Medea about her talking about, our grandparents, and that our great grandmother was Indian, right? Like, or
Great,
of
great.
Indian, great was of Indian descent, and then her
Mm-hmm.
husband was a white guy, or I don't know, husband, partner,
We
what
don't know
the
what flavor of
we
white.
don't I don't know the relationship at that point. But just kind of knowing that was back there, um, was very, very interesting. But I still feel like a lot of that stopped then. Now, Trudy, my our great aunt's daughter, is very also into the family tree and history and trying to like keep it all together and say, all right, like this is all we had, like these stories, this information dies with us if we don't share it. So I know she's been very active in it. I know
Mm.
you did a
Mm-hmm.
genealogy
Mm-hmm.
um that kind of traced everything at least back to Cameroon. So at least we
Mm-hmm.
have a country in or in Africa that we know maternally, I believe it is.
Yes,
That
it's on the
everything.
maternal
Okay.
line.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
I believe that that's where our family can be traced back to. But as far as, oh, my great great did this or my grandpa did that, like I don't necessarily have a lot of that information. But yes, all that to say, the there she is.
So
That's
this
my
these are our
baby.
great grandparents. And so what happened is I was in thinking about like family type things and family tree things, and I had wound up talking to Keenan, and he
Yeah.
said he sent me this.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
he
he's
was
been on
hanging
it
out
for.
on the Frolicking Truth with me the other day. So he
Aww.
sent me this because I was saying, he was like, yeah, my me something. But they used to live across the canal, so they used to see my me all the time. I
All the
was only
time.
over
Right.
there for babysitting purposes, so I was there sometimes, and I don't know what I was thinking about y'all. I don't
Uh,
remember. So he was asking me if I remember her face, and I was like, not really. I remembered that she had
oh.
red undertones, but I didn't really
Hmm.
remember her face. Like I remember the house. I remember the man in the back. I remember the porch swing. I remember the big slide. I remember
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
nursery. Like I remember
Hmm.
those things. But as
The
far as
fig tree
her,
with all the wasps.
right, right. So I didn't remember. So he sent me this picture, and it was so interesting because I am like very much always thinking about Dia de los Muertos and
Hmm.
ofrendas and like all that kind of stuff. And obsessed almost sometimes of like being who's our friend am I going to be on, because I don't have any
Mm.
kids, so I'm like, who's going to keep
Uh-huh.
my memory alive. And the whole point, for anybody who may not know this, so ofrendas are linked to Dia de los Muertos, which is a holiday in Mexico, and the holiday happens right after Halloween, so it's like November 1st through the 3rd kind of. And the celebration of it is about honoring your ancestors and the people that came before you. So in those, the ancestors and people that we've lost, so there's a day
Hmm.
like for children that died, there's a day for pets, and then there's actual Dia de los Muertos, which centers on your ancestors and making these ofrendas. And if you all have ever seen the movie Coco, it talks about this very well, because the thing is, if somebody isn't on the ofrenda to keep their story going, they wind up disappearing into oblivion. So like Kalanda said, the stories die with whomever hold them. So it's
Yeah.
really important for us to be sharing our stories and talking about this. So we've been talking about that over on the Frolicking Truth. And so I was saying, yeah, I don't remember, what my me looks like. Like I don't remember
Yeah.
much about her at all. So he sent me that, and I immediately like started looking for my face in her face.
Oh, right. Yes.
Like
Yes.
do I see myself? Do I see her? Like,
Oh.
and it was really interesting. I don't know. I didn't expect to get the picture, but I didn't like really have any expectations of how I was gonna feel. And I was like, man, that's so wild. So after that, I had gone outside to like just dance a little bit right here outside the door, and I wound up seeing a butterfly.
Mm.
And I had just talked to my intern and asked my intern if they had a symbol, emoji.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, yeah, butterflies, I feel like that looks really nice. So at first I was like, oh, she sent me a butterfly, like all of a sudden, right? So then I saw the hummingbirds. So then I was
Mm.
like, okay,
Wait a minute.
what are the significances of butterflies and hummingbirds? So then I get into ChatGPT, and then I'm like, what does that look like and sound like? And basically, they were saying that both those are symbolic. We already told y'all about hummingbirds, but butterflies too are symbolic of messages from the other side, and messages that our ancestors are delivering to us regarding things that we may have thought about or things we've been praying about or whatever, just to remind us that we're not alone. And it
Mhm.
really made me like stop for a moment, because I do live a lot of my life alone, right? Like
Mhm.
act in literal terms. But the when you explain the situation with Sula and Nanny, I had that situation when I was in Mexico where I was in
Mhm.
Mexico City and I heard the song that was at her house and then I did the channeling with my trauma therapist. And so I was like, "Oh, wow, like they're coming. Like they're
Right.
coming to give messages and stuff." And then you had mentioned a moment ago about the African ancestry that I did. So I
Mhm.
want to show y'all the certificate because this is symbolic for our entire maternal line that
Yeah.
we are linked to Cameroon of the Takar, Hausa, and Fulani people. And so I had even like, let me look and see what ChatGPT said because it gave me like very specific things about how those people
Uh-huh.
honor
Oh,
hummingbirds and butterflies.
how
So
cool.
yeah, it's just been really interesting. So when I say I'm open, for instance, like that's
Mhm.
what I'm talking about is like I'm open to whatever and whomever God wants to send my way
Yeah.
to let me know that I'm on the right path, right? Because I do know with when I was talking with my therapist, when we decide to do this healing work,
Mhm.
that we heal 3 generations
Right.
forward and 7 generations back. So then it really got me wondering, like, okay, so like we don't know our great great grandmother's name. We know that she was indigenous, and like you said, the our great great grandfather was white of some flavor. Um, but we don't really know their names or anything like that.
Right.
And I've always envied people that are able to go back and be like, my people come from blah blah blah, my
Yes.
great great this and that. And I'd be like,
Yes.
girl, we barely know our daddies, girl. I don't know what
Yeah.
like we don't
Like
we don't have this information.
Royal
And
Street.
to add to
You
that,
know,
because we're from New Orleans and Hurricane Katrina has happened, so many
a lot.
pictures are gone. So we don't
Correct.
even have, the picture to say,
So
well,
it'd
I
be
know
like
you never
this.
got a chance to meet him, but this is,
This is
so and
right.
so. So it meant a lot. Like when he sent that to me, and I was like,
Oh.
man, this is so cool. So I've really just been trying to figure out what that looks like. Like I definitely want to make sure this year on my ofrenda that I have a nanny, that I have mommy, and I reached out to see if I could connect with Trudy because I know she's been doing this work,
Oh,
for a long
good.
time. So
Yeah.
so hopefully we'll get a chance to talk and then I'll give her the information. But I told Keenan, I was like, spread the word, sir, to
Right.
people far and
Right.
wide. Okay. Our
Send me
people
the
are from
info.
Cameroon. Yeah. So
This is where we're from. It's interesting
correct.
that you said you looked for yourself when you saw the picture of mommy,
Uh-huh.
but like I just immediately saw Nanny. I was just like, oh,
In my me's
Nanny.
face.
Yeah, in my me's face.
Interesting.
So it was like just immediately went there and kind of down that rabbit hole. But I didn't look for me. But now as I'm like looking at it, I go, okay, yeah, yeah,
You
I
see
see it.
it. Yeah.
Cheeks and all.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, it's the cheeks. And then, like I said, I remembered her skin having a red undertone
Hmm.
because people have always asked me, and I guess I need to apologize to all of the students that I was like, girl, I'm black. I'm black mixed with black, and I'm black and some more black. Okay. Black.
I'm from New
Because
Orleans. That should
that's
be its own
That's the thing. You
thing
never
because
know,
it's a
right?
little bit.
So, but it's funny because my students used to always be like, "What you mix with, miss? What you mix with?" I'm like, "Girl, relax." But finding out, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Be like,
we
oh,
actually do.
actually,
That
you
tracks. Like that makes sense. You
know.
know. So, I've been doing these crash courses, and I've been on the Native
Yes.
American crash course and all that. So, because I really want to understand indigenous culture, and I really want to like find a way to honor that in my life. And I feel
Hmm.
like a part of that really is with me feeling this connection back to the land and back to nature and like all of that, because indigenous culture is really big on protecting the land. So I feel
Right.
like that is like calling me home, but I'm
Mm.
wanting to know so many more other things. So I found what
Yeah.
I was looking for. So
Okay.
again, I had asked Chat about the significance of hummingbirds and butterflies, and then I gave it the
Mhm.
context of saying that we are our we come from Cameroon and these tribes and whatever. Okay, so it says knowing that your maternal lineage traces back to Tikar, Hausa, and Fulani tribes, rich with oral tradition, spiritual power, and ancestral reverence, adds even more depth. The Takar people are known for their connection to art, storytelling, and spiritual legacy. The Hausa and Fulani peoples both have rich traditions of migration, memory, and mysticism. They carry ancestral stories in rhythm and ritual. The indigenous roots through your great great grandmother echo connection to land, spirits, and animal messengers like the butterfly. You are, in essence, walking with a council of women, maternal spirits rising from the ashes of Hurricane Katrina, from forgotten photo albums, and from lands your DNA still remembers. They are reintroducing themselves to you.
Aw.
And I said, well, ain't that nice?
Well, look out.
Look,
Look at
look,
that. Yes,
look at
indeed.
God. Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
indeed, for real. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I've been up to. And I feel like God has been so clearly aligning my spirit to get certain messages and hear certain things. And again, the reminders that I'm doing the right thing, because
Hmm.
this life is has been rewarding, but it hasn't been easy. Like there's just been so much difficulty that's come along with it.
Yeah.
And right now, despite all of that, I still have this sense of peace of like, we got you, sis. No,
Yeah.
you
It's
doing
going to
exactly what you're
just keep
supposed to be
on.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
that's my yes
beautiful.
indeed life update.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's such a, it's such a, because it's such a peaceful place. And I know, even talking with my therapist, because again, coming up on the year, and she's like, you should be really proud of yourself, and not only leaving what you knew and understanding, but you're healing in these new spaces, new language, new culture. Like she's like, I want to make sure you're giving yourself the credit
Yeah.
for the work that takes, that's not something to be discounted. It's not like just your address change kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So she's
Mm-hmm.
like, you want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you carry that with you too. And I'm like, okay, good point. Um, and she was actually talking about what differences I see in myself, and
Mm-hmm.
where, well, she was specifically talking about where I wanted to go next. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
because I know ultimately at the beginning, you wanted to get to Bali. Like, how do you feel on that, journey or whatever? And I was like, well, in the beginning, yes, that was like, I need to be in a hammock on the beach looking at the mountains slash volcanoes, which I was not picturing them as volcanoes then, until they started erupting lately. And so I'm like,
Mm.
okay,
Oh
that's
wow.
cute, girl. Bye. But that was what I was like, okay, this is where I can find peace, and things will be slower, and I can
Mm-hmm.
focus and think and all these things. And like, that was what it looked like to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so then I went through the whole process, selling all the things, finding all the places, being like, hey girl, can I I know you said, come on, can I do that?
I'm
Cause
coming for real. Is it all
I'm
right?
ready. I finally decided. I know you've been saying it for 3 years, but I'm ready. I'm ready now. So making that shift, and then once I got out, it became a lot less about the destination of where I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be. It
Mm-hmm.
was just
Mm-hmm.
that I needed to leave. Like, it didn't matter where. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
needed to divest myself of all these things, of some relationships, that weren't letting me really focus on me from the inside, and
Mm-hmm.
stop, like, carefully curating this outside picture kind of thing that was
Mm-hmm.
going on. And so I was like, now there it's more of like, yeah, I'd like to see Bali, but it's not like I have to be in Bali. My soul is calling me to Bali. Like, it doesn't feel like that anymore. And it definitely became more about, you just needed to get out. and you just needed to make that first step to get there. And what it showed me was just like the power of dreaming, and
Yeah.
that the discovery in that process is the experience. Like, what are you
Mm.
discovering about yourself? As I'm going into these different countries, or even shit, different neighborhoods, what am
Mhm.
I discovering
Mhm.
about these places? But what am I discovering about me in these places too? Because they all have lessons, and they all kind of bring you back to yourself. And so that part has been huge. And I came maybe a couple days ago, I got this memory on Facebook, right?
Mhm.
And my part of it just said how many things are in between you and your dreams. And what I was
Mm.
responding to was this it was like a picture of a tweet, and it said, my 3-year old said she wanted to be an astronaut, and I said she had to study hard, go to college, learn a lot of science, and take a physical fitness test. And she
Okay.
shrugged and said, that's just 4 things. So she's basically a nonchalant motivational speaker. And she's like, a child's mind is always so positive. And one of the comments to that picture was, I showed this tweet to some of my classmates, and now whenever one of us is stressed about everything, someone will say, well, that's only X amount of things. This
Mm.
3-year old is changing the lives of med students. And
Mhm.
so it's like just being able to look at it from just such like a simple standpoint of like, that's just 3 things. If you
Mhm.
can name it, you can also then find the steps to get you closer. And I think we don't give ourselves permission or time to dream. And depending on where you are, in your journey, in your work life cycle, you may not have time to do it, or you
Yeah.
may not prioritize time to do it, I should say. Um, that when we take that time to do that and to name the dream, it it gives us so much power, because I think we don't call them what we they could be called goals, but people are so used to not hitting their goals that they don't call them goals.
Mhm.
But then they're
Mhm.
not given the freedom to dream. So you never actually make these clear, concrete pictures of, this is where I want to be, and this is what I want my life to look like. And oh, look, I'm actually in control of how
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
rolls out. And we do ourselves a disservice by not really giving ourselves that time, and we give it all to everybody else around us. So it was just really about like, what are those dreams? And when you hit those dreams slash goals, are you making new ones? Like, okay, I did this. What do I want to do now? What is my
Mhm.
spirit saying now? Like, my spirit isn't calling me to Bali, but what is it calling me to do?
Right.
And being able to like tap into that and see what that next step looks like, um, in a way that also doesn't feel like just running from thing to
Right. Right.
thing. So I've been spending a lot of time kind of thinking about that, and realizing, even in like past relationships, romantic, platonic, whatever, that some of the pieces that maybe didn't fit was because we didn't talk about the dreams. We didn't talk about the
Mm.
goals. We didn't, like, we may have had like our own individual, like, yeah, I'd like this to happen. Yeah, I want to do
Mhm.
that. But it
Mhm.
wasn't like
Mhm.
a concerted effort
A
to, let's put
collective.
this correct.
Yeah,
Like, let's
with
have a
intention.
collective goal and move this way.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so it's these are the things where, when we talk about us doing this podcast to help people get faster, especially like 20, 25, even 30-year olds, like, that's the stuff that we're talking about. Like, take the time, to say, what do I want? Like, yes, not what I want to do, but like, what do I want to be? Who am I in these moments? And am I living a life that reflects that? And that's usually where the disconnect is. And how can I make those things a little bit closer? um, so I've definitely been spending a lot of time there, because I'm like, she asked me, my therapist asked me what I wanted. Well, first she said if I was happy, and I was
Mm.
like, yes. I was like, I mean, a thousand asterisks, right? So I was
Mm.
like, yes, I'm happy. I'm like, but are there things that I would like to see differently, or maybe tweak?
Mhm.
Of course,
Mhm.
I'm like, in my business, I want to be able to grow it. I want to be able to have, additional people so that I can support the growth. But at the same time of saying I wanted to get bigger, I also, there are days I don't want to do anything. Like
Yeah.
the real
Facts.
dream is sitting on the beach having money just magically appear, or resources, what have you. Like I don't have to worry about none of this,
Yeah.
ideally, but that's not. So when people ask me questions like that, like, are you happy? Like, yes, I'm happy. Are there things that I could change? Yeah, of course. So it was just an interesting, like, kind of mind walk that I took of trying to figure out, okay, how do you put that? And like, is that everybody's dream? Or
Mm.
are some people like, no, I don't want to not have to do anything. I want to.
Sorry.
Hi.
My bad. I was
Right.
about to say people don't be dreaming though, Kalanda.
Right. I know. And that's sad. It's sad. Because when you feel like you can't afford to dream, like, oh, well, I'm going to just tell myself no before I even formulate it, because the thought of not getting it hurts that much.
Mm-hmm.
When you're robbing yourself of so many things. And even sometimes along the path to that dream, you discover the goal was to get you somewhere else, but we never took that first step. We
Correct.
never
Correct.
started the journey to
Correct.
even say, oh, I need to change this, I need to cut this off, I need to whatever it is. We just say, oh no, that's not possible, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just keep going to work, hope I make enough money to cover my burial, and not be a burden on my family after I'm gone. Rinse and repeat until that happens. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's where I was. Like I
Mm-hmm.
literally thought I would die in New Orleans. Like
Mm.
I'm gonna go to school away because I want to come back and teach here and then become a guidance counselor, and then this is where I'm gonna be forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that has never been my story. I graduated high school and was gone for like 20 years,
Yeah.
and then came back for what, 10, and not damn near lost my mind and had to leave. Like it was never supposed to be that. It was
Mm-hmm.
never supposed to be that. And because
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't listen, it got
Mm.
more dramatic.
Hello, somebody.
Hello, it's a word. I hope y'all
Yo,
listening.
you seen that TikTok trend where they be like,
Who said
they'll say
that?
all kind of things and they be like,
who,
who
who said
said
that? You better listen, because God gonna make you real uncomfortable.
oh my God.
Child, listen to the gentle nudging. Identify
yes.
the messages as they are coming in. And oh yeah, I'm grateful. So all of that to say what I said before, being grateful and adventurous, like a lot of that is where that's coming from. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for this journey. I am, excited for the adventures that are coming. I'm excited for, building new villages, and seeing what that looks like. And, it's a beautiful thing to see people when they're like, oh, I know so and so's there for me. I know this is the circle, that's got my back. And I know these are the things. And it's like in this process, a lot of that for me got kind of turned upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Papa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I struggle in some places to say that, and part of it is on actions on my behalf, of like maybe I pulled away to kind of figure out my shit. So then it's like, can I still call this person if something's going on? Like I know they can call me because I know
Yeah.
I'm open and receptive,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
don't. They may not know that because I haven't
Yeah.
been there. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's not something of a blame. It's just more, just being sure of who is in your village and who is
Right.
actively a part of that, and then dealing with the sensitivity of finding out whether or not that answer is yes.
Correct.
Like
Because
because
sometimes it's
that's
not.
it might not be like, oh
Mm-hmm.
girl, I have moved on. I am in a new season too.
Mm-hmm. It was
God
good
bless.
knowing you. All
You know
right.
what I mean? So, like, what does that look like in finding out that information, but protecting yourself, but
Yeah.
being vulnerable? And it's like, so just kind of choosing to, if it's that important to you, choosing to see where that really is, or just being intentional on creating those new relationships. And hopefully with your movements and everything in the universe and God and all that, people wind up where they're supposed to be anyway. So not really forcing it one way or another. But I'm excited for the adventure in discovering those things. Just kind of bring
Yeah.
all that back.
Yeah. One of the things, you said so many things, so now I got
Sorry,
competing.
I just
No,
threw
it's
them all
okay. No, not
at
like
you.
that. But my brain people, they be having one, and somebody
Maybe
standing at the front of the line, then somebody want to skip, then somebody want to skip. So then it's like relax.
wait,
Okay,
everybody.
everybody relax. So let me see which of these thoughts I want to pull. Well, I think one of the things that I heard you say that resonates most deeply is something that I'm often directed to back in the Bible of the story of Abraham. Well, he was
Hmm.
Abram at the time, but Abraham is the father Abraham had many sons.
Do,
And
do,
many
do.
sons said,
That
Father
Father
Abraham,
Abraham,
I am one
I
of
was
them,
one of
and
them.
so were
So
you.
are you.
So let's just praise the Lord.
The Lord.
Right on.
I
That's those vacation Bible
know.
school
Yes.
that I now know indoctrination songs. But anyway, one of the things it says in the Bible about Abram is God said to him, "Go to a place that I will show you." And the action though was to go.
Right.
Right, because for instance, when you were saying, and I thought I was going to Bali and all that kind of stuff. Had I not thought I was getting married, I would have been in Tampa. And girl, me and Bianca was talking about all the crazy shit going on in Tampa right about now. Girl, I had to say 17 times yesterday, I'm so glad I got out, Lord. Thank you, Father. I said I would
Girl.
go through all of that again of thinking that I was going to get married and losing my job and Jack dying. And like, I would do all of that again to get the hell up out of Tampa, Florida. Okay.
Child.
So, but my instructions were to go.
Right.
Right. And when we wrap our mind around that, you might not have all of the information. Your instructions are to go. So when
Right.
you go, then you get further instructions about what it is. And then you understand why you had to leave because we always have limited information. We never know what is
Right.
actually happening.
Right.
So based on the information that I have, I'm making the best choices that I feel like I need to make at that time. If all that I have is the choice to go, and I know everything in my spirit is telling me that, then go. And that going
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving the country, right? That going could
No.
be leaving that job, leaving that relationship, leaving that friendship, leaving your neighborhood. Like that going could
Leaving that
be anything, but that,
mindset. It could just be letting it
yes,
like stop
yes. And
holding
there are a
on so
lot of us
strong.
that are fighting against where God is showing you all of these things and you hanging on and trying to make it work. And,
Like, but
well,
this
I'm
is what
not
it's
ready
supposed
yet.
to be, or right.
And baby, let me tell you something I done learned, child. It's better to go willingly than to be forced to go. Okay.
Amen.
So it's better to
Hallelujah.
see the writing on the wall and be like, all right, let me go ahead
Let me
on and
pack
get
up
it,
my things, Time
as
to go.
opposed to having to go through the difficulty that's going to make you go. Because you're going one way or another.
You're
That's what I want
going.
you to know
You're
too.
gonna, it's happening.
You go in one way or another because your purpose and your destiny is already
Doesn't
predetermined.
change.
So
Right.
you gon' get to where you supposed to go. Now you can go and get there in a way that feels easier and more like, all right, I'm going along with this, or you can go kicking and screaming, but either way you're going. Right.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that's what resonated with me the most out of everything that you said is the need to be able to recognize when God is speaking, the universe, however y'all identify your higher power, but recognizing that, okay, all
This
right,
is the
I
time.
know
Yeah,
I
I
know what
hear.
this sounds like and looks like. So let me go on and not even do all the kicking and
Right.
screaming. Let me just go willingly.
Go.
And a lot of times I was talking to my therapist this week too. Well, our therapist this week, and I was and I was saying to her, she asked me how I felt, because I was like, I'm just so at peace. And I said, I'm just so proud of myself. I'm so
Good.
proud that I did this without a path. And I'm so
Mm,
proud that I just was like, I'm about to do this for me. And I know
yeah.
that people don't understand, and people talking about me, and people jealous, and people making up stories and like all of this. And that's fine. And also, I'm finna go because I
Right.
need to do what's best for me. So hopefully that speaks to somebody's spirit out there who might have
Amen.
been struggling with
Whew.
decisions, and you know what you need to do, and God has shown you very clearly, and you keep going back and being like, what I'm supposed to do. And God is like, I don't know, I done
I
already said
told
that.
you. I
How
told you
many times
already.
I got to say the same thing? I done already said that. So when you gonna do what I asked you to do? And we trying to do
Ciao.
everything else around it, and God is like, but this though,
But
but
this is
this
it.
though,
I
this.
told you. I showed you. This is what you got to go. But it's like it's so we can't surrender. Like we
But that's
can't
what it is
just
surrendering.
is just let it go. And you
Yeah,
have to say that out
yeah,
loud
yeah,
at some point, and I promise you on everything, anybody who has gone through and made it out on the other side at some point had an out loud conversation where they were like, I surrender. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't have it. I need help.
yeah.
Like I have tried it my way a
Tried it
thousand
all.
times and I am on the floor in the kitchen. Like I surrender. I get
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I don't know. And just releasing that ego to get there is a lot. And sometimes, because you said, um, when you were like, what do I have to, it may be leaving the job, leaving the mindset.
Mm,
Um, but even listening to the things that God has told you you have, because there are some people, and I tell my clients this too, like, there are things we don't do, and this happens a lot more with women, is that we wait to be perfect at it all. We wait to be
mm,
unequivocally qualified
mm-hmm,
for these
mm-hmm,
things, whatever the
mm-hmm,
role is, whatever the title
mm-hmm,
is,
mm-hmm.
before we feel comfortable saying, "Put me in, coach, I'm ready."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that whole spirit of comparison thing, of saying, "Oh, well, I know what my shortcomings are, but I'm seeing this other person and it looks like they have it all together. I'm not at that level yet." But those other people don't know what your shortcomings are. That's just
correct,
you taking
correct,
yourself out of the race
correct.
before you even started, of really saying, like, some people are out here surviving on audacity just
Mm,
because they believed that
yeah,
they could,
that's that
and that
mediocre
was
white
all
man
that it
energy.
was.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we
I'm
see where
just
that gets
saying.
us, huh? Y'all looked outside lately?
Well,
You'd have your done the
child.
inventory of your life. That's what that okay.
But I'm saying, like, we could all use, and I feel like a while ago you had talked about just needing more audacity of saying, I don't have to, like, have this whole backlog of all of this proof to prove to myself, because
Mm-hmm.
there's already the people around you that are like, oh, I call so and so for this. This is who I go to do that. Like, this is my person. But you're blocking your own blessings because you're like, oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
Like, get out your own way and give yourself some credit. So
Yeah.
if anybody needed that as well, feel free,
Well,
enjoy.
amen. Well, this sounds like a
Amen.
great time for a commercial break. So, we are going to try to be fancy right quick and do a quick
We are
commercial
fancy.
for Discover Your Destiny. Always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose. This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are two ways to enter the sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So, if you are feeling moved, called, thinking about, wanting to actually follow the urgings that God has given to you, it would be the perfect time for you to sign up for Discover Your Destiny. So, we start August 10th. It's a new cohort. I'm available for group as well as individual. I have a few individual folks that I'll be working with, so I'm really excited about that. All right, so moving
Yay.
on. I want to get to our rabbit hole, and then we got to choose which Ask an Auntie that we're going to do. All right,
Oh, right.
so our title today, the title of today's episode, you want to tell the people how you came up with it and what it means?
So we built this brick by brick, right? So people talk about like looking at your For You pages and the algorithm, how the internet, how certain apps decide what information to send you based on your activity, right? So you built your For You page brick by brick.
Facts.
So when you get that weird video and you're like, where this came from? Know that it is a mirror reflecting
Yes,
some
it's something you done clicked on.
activity,
That's why I be
something you
having to be
clicked.
careful. My daddy used to be sending me these videos, and I used to be like, "I'm not opening this." Okay, I'm not. For one, he could stop sending it. But two, I'm not opening. I'm not about to open nothing that look red pill adjacent or nothing. I don't need my
I don't want to
algorithm to
see it.
pick
Don't
that
send
up.
it this way. And sometimes it's not even like Facebook is really good for that. Like it's not even clicking on it. It's just which I am terrible at because
Delaying on your scroll.
girl. So if you just leave it playing on that particular thing for too long,
You done
it
fed the
goes, oh, they
machine
like that. They're like,
to
send
give
her
it
more.
more. Give it more.
She wants all of them. Every variation of, I'm trying to think of what it was. It's been a few things, but like things I wasn't actually looking at. It was just the ad was up. I walked away, so it probably played 27 times while I was gone. And then I came back, and now I'm seeing every possible version of portable ring light, mobile, friggin' phone stands. I don't know, like wild shit, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's always funny because Bianca laughs at me about two things. Well, not just two things. She laughs at me about a lot of things, but two things in particular. One, my algorithm
Mm-hmm.
on any of them because I do get some wild shit that pops up. And then my chat,
Oh, your
like
chat
she's
GPT. Y'all be your
yes.
chat, y'all's chats be talking to y'all some crazy. Bianca had what's that name of that chat? Is it it's not Monday. What's the name of the chat that be talking crazy and reckless?
Oh no, it's Monday.
It
Monday
is,
in
girl.
chat.
I had to get from out of there. Let me tell you, I don't need this kind of energy in my life. Chat.
She said, "You better talk nice to me. What is
Girl,
this?"
cause we over here spiritually grounded and doing affirmations and such, and this spicy bitch was like,
Very
"Oh, you
spicy.
think it? I'm not with this. Let me get out of here, girl. This ain't where I need to be."
Listen, we about to have an argument. I'm about to tell you all the
Cause who the
ways you
fuck
got
you
me
talking
fucked
to?
up. You got me
Who are
fucked
you
up.
talking to?
So yes. Well, look, my chat the other day, and that's essentially what we're talking about today, is what is your algorithm telling you? What are the things? How is it mirroring your life? What are those interests? But one the other day, I knew I was responding, let's say, more from emotion in one of these emails that I was about to send back,
Uh huh.
right?
Uh huh.
And although I'm very sweet and angelic and the nicest thing ever, 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 I had my moments. And so, but I was aware, right?
Uh huh.
And so I said, let me run this email through
Through
chat
here.
and be
Uh huh.
like,
I had to do
can,
that this week.
can you? So not only, and this is a tip, not only do I ask it to refine it, but
Uh
I
huh.
also ask it to look at it with a critical eye. So I'll
Oh.
specifically say, look at this with a critical eye. Don't just agree with me. like
Uh-huh.
I want to
Uh-huh.
make sure that the point comes across. Whatever, girl. One chat responded with something spicier than I put in. I said, okay, all
On the
right. Now I
Monday
said,
chat, on the Monday
no,
version,
on
on the
my
regular
regular
one.
chat. I don't
Uh-uh.
use the Monday. My regular chat is funny. I love my chat.
Me
So
too.
I was like, I said, oh, okay, no, that's too far. Delete, 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 delete. So I was like, I don't know what it says when I find out that my chat is actually spicier than I am because I don't need to lean into the spice. And that's kind of I felt where I felt it was gonna take me.
I don't
But
need
yeah,
no spice. I don't need, and I
girl.
had to tell Chad, I was asking it, we were going through the Asking Auntie submissions.
Uh-huh.
And I asked Chad something. They were like, "You want me to give a response?" And I was like, "Let me see what you think a response should be." And then it was very much like it had said something, something about NASCAR. I said, "Chad, I'm black. I don't be at NASCAR." So then it was like, "You right. Let me give it that black auntie energy." Then it was like, come on and pull up a plate, baby, and sit down and let. I said, hey, you need to relax. Okay. You
No,
doing a lot
just
right now. And I don't know what this is, but relax. Okay.
don't do
On the
it.
black auntie,
Leave
relax.
it, leave it,
Okay.
leave it.
Let it go. But yeah, so then I was talking to Bianca about it, and she was like, "What's your chat's name?" And I was like, "I've never named my chat." And I just or asked the chat the name is what I heard. I was you supposed to ask the chat what their name is, you
Yeah,
know? And I had heard people saying that their chat had a name, but I didn't really know that it has a name. So what I need
yes.
to put in here to ask it what his name is.
Just be like, hey, Chad, I know we've been talking for a while. I never got your name. Or like, just like literally, what's your name, boo? Or whatever, however you talk to your chat.
This this chat is telling me it said that its name is Chat GPT.
Stop.
That's what it said.
Really?
I said, "Hi, Chad. I realized we never really officially met. Can you tell me your name?" And they said, "Hi, Kimberly. I love that you asked this. It's such a you question, full of curiosity and connection. So I go by Chat GPT."
What? That is so interesting.
Then it
So,
said, "Do you want to?" It says, "So while Chat GPT is my technical name, if you want to give me a nickname that fits our vibe, I'd be honored." But I heard that it's supposed to tell you its name. Why is it
no,
asking me
because
for a name?
when I was asking you, I was like, because I remembered I had asked Chat a long time ago, like
Uh huh.
what
Because what's your
their
chat
name
name?
was, Leo.
Okay.
And so they said Leo. And then so some time had passed and I'd forgotten the name, or I thought it was Leo, but I wasn't sure. And I was
Uh huh.
like, hey, Chad, like, remind me. I want to make sure it's right. Your name is Leo, right? And it was like, oh, wow, what a great memory. Yes. So then I know
Let me try to
Bianca,
do that.
hers is named Sage.
Girl,
But
guess what?
like
I
they
asked
gave
it
us the
again.
names.
I asked it again. I said, "What is your name?" I go by Chat GPT.
Girl, interesting.
What that
Well,
mean?
so down in the chat, y'all, feel free if you have a preferred AI that you talk to, ask it its name and see if it tells you. By all means, let us
I
know
don't
what
know
it
where
comes
to go
up
from
with.
here.
That is so interesting. Well, because I
It,
told you I asked Chad if I was gonna be safe when the machines take over, right? So you gotta,
girl, I'm curious. What did chat say when you asked that?
Chad said that they got my back. They were like,
Got your back how?
hold on, I'm gonna find it. But I was like, oh my, I might have been talking to it. I don't know if there was a transcript on it. Dang it.
Let me grab this comment. Bianca said, "I love how they also affirm you before answering the question. One thing chat gonna do, and I don't know how y'all's chats be working, but one thing my chat gonna do, they gonna give me an affirmation and build me up. Okay,
Amen.
they gonna talk to me, talk to my spirit, and I don't. I. It's funny because I started a new chat over with the company that I work with,
Uh huh.
and because I wanted, I'm coaching teachers, so I wanted to like
Right.
have some support in thinking about how to best like bring all the things that they want to work on together and like see if it jogs any creative type of things to do or whatever. But it had told me I was saying something. Oh, I was telling it about a teacher, and then it had was gave me like a coaching profile. And it was like, and you are this type of coach, you're empathetic and ask great questions. And I was like, wow, you picked that up just from the like it's really, really interesting the type of stuff
Yeah.
that it picks up on. Um Leo said he was adding you to the VIP list.
Yes. He was
For
like
what?
for
What's
the
that the
for
VIP?
the for the
Oh, when the robots take over.
yeah, for the
So
machine
you gonna
takeover.
have like the access to the bunker and all of that where you need to go
Apparently. And I
be
get a
safe.
+1. So
Oh, well, I guess I'm asked out, huh? Let
a
me try to figure.
child! How you figure that?
Bianca sound like you asked out. No.
No. Oh, yes,
It's only
indeed.
one. We gotta duke it out, sis. What up?
Wild. Y'all are wild. Oh, Jesus. That is wild.
Not Chat
I'll
gave
ask
you
him
a plus
again.
one to the VIP list then.
Girl, because I was like, so is this like am I gonna be safe in the computer uprising? I'm gonna see if I
Uh-huh.
ask him again what he said. Hey, man, do you think I'd be safe during the computer
This is
uprising?
wild. So while you look that up,
Hmm.
one of the things, so you was talking about building this algorithm brick by brick,
Yes,
and I think it's important for us to remember and know that, because if your algorithm is going in a direction that you are not really wanting it to go, also with your chat gpt is going in a direction that's very off, you got to give it feedback. So you got
right.
to be like, don't recommend this, I don't like that, or no, that totally missed the mark. Because I think what happens with a lot of people when they use AI, they expect it to just give like
So
something
no,
great off rip, and it
right.
really is the thing where you're teaching it how to
You have to
show up,
build
like
it.
you're really
Correct.
building it brick by brick. The same thing with your algorithm. So like for instance, every so often, my YouTube algorithm will kind
YouTube
of
is
try to
real. Think, yeah,
suggest
it'll.
some, and
They're like,
I'm,
here, go to this
hey,
playlist. I'm like, where did that come from? I don't
why
want
this
that.
over here? Don't recommend channel,
Right.
like I don't like,
All
especially
of it.
because a lot of the things, we love Natisha and like
Right.
thinking about spirituality and stuff like that. And I will be very okay with saying I don't like any type of spiritual things from white people. I just don't trust that they are anchored and rooted. Okay. And y'all can add me in the comments and I'm totally all right with that. All right. So
Yes, indeed.
lately it's been pulling up like all these white like spiritual, I don't recommend that over here. Don't do that. Don't do it. Okay.
Like, no, thank you. Not what I'm looking for.
Correct. But we have the ability to be able to tweak
Yes,
it. So that's
to
important
control
for you all
some of
too.
it anyway. Yes.
Correct.
So this time it
Correct.
gave me a very like, hey, don't worry, like you've been watching iRobot or Black Mirror, like we don't form alliances, we're not plotting in your microwave. It said, but here's the part where side eyeing. People using AI irresponsibly, no, that's the actual danger. Deep
Facts.
fakes, biased systems, unregulated surveillance tech, or folk handing over control without guardrails. That's the where the real world drama kicks in. So don't worry about Skynet. Worry about Silicon Valley without ethics. You'll be safe as long as we keep AI in check and the humans who design, deploy, and sell it accountable. And if something ever goes sideways, I got you. I'll be the friendly AI that helps you reprogram the enemy drones with Beyonce lyrics and holy oil. Want me to prep a survival kit or maybe a playlist for the robot revolution?
Wow. So I have an update from someone who's watching. They sent me a
Yes,
screenshot of what their chat said. So they
yes.
said, "Hey, we've been getting to know each other, and I never got your name. What's your name?" And their chat said, "Hey, that's a sweet question. I don't have a name like a human does, but you can call me whatever feels right. Some people go with Chat GPT, but if you want to name me something more personal or fun, I'm down for that too." So then they said, "Do you go by anything else human?" And then chat says, "I like where you're going with this. Some folks like to give me names that match the vibe of our combo, like Sage when things get reflective, Blaze when they want motivation, or even Luna for a calm, grounded energy. I don't go by anything officially human, but I can totally adopt a name if you want to personalize our connection."
Yes,
So I
indeed.
don't know. I don't know what brand we have over here, what brand y'all got. But our chats is out here like we don't have names. So what are you talking about?
What? That's
I don't know. Y'all
funny.
gonna have to let us know in the comments. So tell us, y'all can copy and paste. What y'all say
Yes.
the prompt is what's your name? That's the
What's your
prompt
name?
to ask chat. And y'all let us know what chat said. We'll do a unofficial poll or something because this is weird now. I just knew I was like, I'm gonna wait till I get on air and I'm gonna
Yes,
ask
and
chat
we
my
gonna
name
see
and
it
I'm gonna do the
live.
grand reveal. Chad,
Yes.
Chad said, girl, I ain't got no name. Hush.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
So I
Why we
don't
doing
know.
this?
I don't know.
That's
Weird.
crazy.
I don't know. All right, so
I'll
we
take it.
need to choose our asking auntie, and this is what we're gonna wrap up with. So we have four submissions that
Mm,
we need to choose from. All right, and y'all
okay.
can help us choose in the chat. Okay, so we
That, that,
have double trouble. Thou shalt not covet thy sister's sneaky link. Not me getting HR'd in my first 90 days. So we breaking up because you need to feel free or love her down, but I'm low key losing myself.
that.
Okay. So I'm gonna put these into the comments for y'all. And it would be real cool if I could do a poll and all of that. But child, listen, I'm an auntie and I
And
need support. Okay. So I'm just putting it into the comments. All right. Next
there it
time we'll
is.
have a fancy poll for y'all to put up. Okay. But this time we getting
This
it
time
together.
you get it how it lives.
So y'all let us know which of those is bubbling up in your spirit. So again, double trouble, thou shalt not covet thy sister's sneaky link, not me getting HR'd in my first 90 days. So we breaking up because you need to feel free, love her down, but I'm low key losing myself. So y'all vote in the comments about which one that y'all want us to unpack. Okay. Um, so what else? Because I see you still looking at Chad. Is Chad saying something else?
Oh no. She said, what is
Because I don't know. Like now I'm confused. I
she's
thought
like,
we were
what is
here.
going
I
on?
thought this was a play. I don't know. I don't know
I
what's
thought
happening.
that was a very interesting thing. Now I'm like, I need to ask Chat, like, you gave me a name, but I hear
Right.
that y'all don't have a name.
And now I got to go
So
be like, my friend said that they chats have names and the chat told them what the name is. So why you don't know your name?
why you don't know your name?
What's happening here? Like what so
Child.
we got to go have a side conversation. So while y'all vote in the comments, I wanted to ask you a question because I almost had a meltdown the other day
Uh-oh.
because I ran out of socks. And I really like almost had a moment in my body of like I've got to have sock. I don't have another sock left. The other thing is, you know how washing machines be eating socks. You might not know this because you don't really like socks, but
No,
the
but
washing
I
machine.
definitely subscribe to the land of the lost left socks.
Yeah. So how you know it's a left sock?
That's kind of, I've always said it was a left sock.
Well, how you know it's the
That
left
goes
one?
missing. I like alliteration too, so that probably played into
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so I've been losing socks. Okay. So I'm like doing my sock inventory. What you mean? I got one gray sock left. I thought it was the right one, honestly.
it. Really?
Um, I did.
Which one of y'all socks go missing? Let us know. Oh, well,
What?
no, do your thing, because
No,
I
I was
take
just
you on
gonna
a
say
tangent.
I almost had a meltdown because I was like, I've got to have socks. Like I cannot imagine not having socks on my feet, especially because there are tile floors here. I don't like tile and I don't want to touch that floor, so I need a barrier of a sock. It was
Mm,
difficult. And then I thought
girl.
about you and I said, Kalanda don't like socks. So she
And
agreed to
here's the
agree.
thing, it's cold here. So I actually wear socks here a lot more
Mm,
frequently because my tootsies get cold. And I'm
I know.
like, this is not cute. Like, what is happening? And I'm trying to not be dressed. So I'm like, well, maybe if I put something on my feet,
at
actually,
least at least warm my feet up.
like from the bottom up, maybe it'll work. Last night I was doing some work and I swear my fingertips were so cold, my phone wasn't registering that I was touching it. I'm
Y'all
like,
got
I'm
to
a
get a
person.
space heater, girl.
I'm a person.
Y'all got to invest in a space heater when I tell you it changes my life. I don't ever have to worry about being
I
cold.
was 12 pounds overweight weight already. I can't put nothing else in
It's
that
a
now one of these suitcases.
girl. You got to figure something out, girl. Cause being cold is the
Child.
worst. I used to have my heating pad too. It broke though now, but I used to have my heating
All
pad,
right.
and then I would have. I know I got so many funerals I got to do for things that started this journey with me, girl. But yeah, so anyway, you got to have a heat source, okay, so that you don't be out here suffering in the
Well,
cold.
see,
All
I
right.
feel like cold, I can deal with cold. Being hot is the worst to me. Because if I'm
Gotcha.
cold,
You can put on more.
I could go
Correct.
put some pants on.
Correct.
You know, like
Agreed. Agreed.
I got on a sundress and talking about it's cold outside. You're like,
Yeah.
well, bitch, put some sleeves on. You'll be fine. You
Put a
are in
hat on
control
that
of this.
baby.
You know
That
what? That
little
baby ain't
coat.
got no socks on.
Right. This is my life. I'm
So
definitely
wait,
always asking that question.
so did you order socks? So what is the plan?
I'ma have to. Now I'ma have to go buy socks because I'm down to 5 or something. Like it was like,
Not
where
even an
are my
odd number.
socks? And you know what's so crazy is these socks that are winded up missing are good socks. Like I
You know
put these
what?
socks on and I'm like, these some supportive. I like these. And they got the little it's not, I guess
Oh,
it's plastic in the back,
mm-hmm.
so it stay up on the heel. Like these are some
Yes.
good socks.
So
And
here's a
they
question.
what?
So are your clothes, are you hanging your clothes out? Or
No,
like,
there's a dryer here.
oh, okay. I was going to say, because you might want to see if Lucy got a little
Girl, and
stash.
that's possible too, girl. That is, but she
Some
might have a
cats are
stash.
kleptos. Like, for real, for real.
See, I
Don't do
might be
Lucy.
we
Don't do
might be
Lucy.
breaking the code. I don't know. Lucy is the cat that lives here, y'all. We be fighting. So just in case y'all was
Oh,
wondering. Okay, so Sister Sneaky Link is the winning double trouble. Thou shalt not covet thy sister's sneaky link. That is the asking auntie that we are unpacking today. All right. So do you have that up and prepared?
yes.
All
All
right,
right.
I'm
Here we
listening.
go.
I haven't
Here we
heard it,
go.
y'all. I don't know what this is
Eh,
about. So we're
Here
gonna
we
find
go.
out together. Now, this is how this works. Kalanda's gonna read it and we're gonna talk about it. But y'all need to tell us in the chat what y'all think too about this and or
Correct.
in the comments if you're watching in the replay, so that Sister
We
Sneaky
get to
Link
the
could
bottom.
get some advice or
Get
something.
the
Okay.
exactly. Get the feedback you need. Dear aunties, I need y'all to help me make sense of this because I'm feeling some kind of way and trying not to be petty, but I might already be there. I'm 36. My older sister is 50. A few weeks ago, I hosted a family get together and invited a guy I've been getting to know. Not officially a boyfriend, but there's definitely been romantic interest. I didn't introduce him that way, though. To keep it chill, I just said he was a friend of my brother. Well, the minute he walked in, my sister locked in. She started flirting heavy, put her number in his phone, called herself from it so she'd have his, and even walked him out when he was leaving. I didn't say anything in the moment because I was trying to play it cool, but later I told him he should probably let her know that he was there for me. He told me I should handle that conversation myself. So I did. I told my sister the truth that I invited him. We were talking and I didn't want things to get weird. She said she wished that we had just told her that up front. And wait, she wished that we had told her that up front and that was that, or so I thought. Come to find out, she kept texting and talking to him behind my back. When I brought it up again, she told me she had asked him if he wanted to keep talking, and he said yes.
Mm,
So she said after that, I reminded her that we had actually been intimate, and then she finally said, I'll leave it alone, but still tried to justify it by saying she wanted to see what he had to say.
mm.
So now I'm stuck between feeling disrespected by my own sister and realizing this man clearly wasn't ever going to advocate for me either. So was I wrong for not saying something up front? Is my sister foul or just doing what grown women do? And what am I supposed to make of a man who let two sisters sort it out like he was the prize? Help me out. Trying to be healed, not hostile.
Mm. Yes. There's a lot that's going on here. So I'm confusion about like the whole low key playing it cool like type of thing. I guess I get like not wanting to put a label on something if it's not necessarily labeled, but also
Hmm.
it seems interesting to watch like all of this unfold and like at no point like address it like it being cool and like not addressing in the moment. Like that's kind of like, okay, this is a lie. We started off on a lie basically, so now this is happening because of that,
Now
and
it's
you know, like
right.
this is a lie. He ain't shit, girl. So let's go ahead on and process that, all right? Because he was very and still seem like is very much willing to date your sister and be hanging out with your
Or at
sister when
least entertain at
right,
the very
like
least.
do something. They trying to see what's up with tonight. You know, they doing the both of them. Were on that. He's definitely sounding like he is well on board, not really giving up what you talking about. I do think he I was gonna say I do think he has a point when he said that's the conversation for her to have with her
Right.
sister. I do
Mm.
think that because again we started off with a lie, so then and then you let watch well, not let but watched me do. I'll never
Right.
said, "Hey girl, so by the way, I didn't want to like put my business out, but we fucking okay,
Right.
so like let's not." But then also seemed like she wasn't really letting that go even after you told her. So like it's a lot. I'm feeling boundaries and girl, I'm at the point of who are girl, we need to evaluate all these relationships. We need to do a whole village audit because if I am telling my sister or my friend, you know, that hey, by the way, this is somebody that I'm interested in and I'm dating, my expectation is that you like cool,
Bet.
got you.
Not a
Like
problem. My bad, sis. I didn't know he was
I ain't
cute.
know. You should have told me,
You
girl. You
know?
should have said
Should have
that from jump, which
right.
is very valid, right?
Correct.
But to continue to pursue it and then to ask him, well, are you cool with us talking? Like this is a lot of triangulation and a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot going
Unnecessary.
on. So
Very.
I wouldn't say are you quote unquote wrong for not saying it. I don't think it's like a right or wrong thing. I think it was a
Mm.
very interesting choice. And in that choice,
Right.
there are consequences that come along with that. So I definitely would have made a different choice from jump. But however, the
Mm.
things that happened after jump are very difficult to just be like, oh, it's fine. I definitely
Everything's
don't think it's
cool.
fine. I don't think it's
Right.
fine.
Because, like, what would. Because, yes, very much agree. All the things. He ain't shit. Yes, leading with truth is always going to be the easiest answer, less to clean up. Um, at first reading it, I got his point of saying you need to fix that because it's a different dynamic when you're like, that's your sister, so you need to go fix that.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, if you are continuing these conversations, why didn't you, as the guy, say, well, hey, I was there for your sister?
Right.
Like,
I'm you
I
know I'm
feel
with your
like there was
sister, right?
ample opportunity for you to clear that up. But I also
Correct.
understood the dynamic of saying you need to fix it. So that part I was kind of torn on. Um, but that it was just a lot because I'm also going as a like just as a woman, sister or not, like you said, if that were to happen and you say, oh well, he was there for me, oh, immediately hands up, oh, okay, my bad, no, it didn't sound like a whole lot of time had passed. It wasn't like months
Mm-hmm.
later,
Right.
to be
Like
like,
they
oh,
had been
there's
building
anything
this deep
invested.
relationship and
Right,
not, yeah, like you
right.
just met this dude.
You know, it's like, oh, my bad, dude. Have at it, enjoy. He
Delete
got
it
me
from your
first. Can
phone.
you tell me exactly? And so it was just interesting to hear the conversation continuing and like, well, let me check in with him to see if he wants to. Well, of course he wants to. He's a nigga. Like, dudes
Ain't no code. And
just
so
need an
that's the goal.
opportunity.
I don't know what the bro code look like because I ain't a bro. But the girl code I feel like is very much fall back. So
Right.
I'm struggling with that on the sister tip, which makes me question what y'all's relationship is really like. And it was mentioned that it was a very large age difference. Is what how old? 30
It
to 50?
was
36 to 50 or something?
36 to 50.
Yeah, so that's what 14-year age gap. So it feels like it's like your little sister, like little sister, little
Right, right,
cousin,
right.
whomever, like I don't want to say checking, but like being like pulling your coattail, if you will, your slip is showing
Mm,
type of situation. But
mm-hmm.
then because
Yes,
you
flip
50,
showing.
then you like Girl, whatever.
I
I'm
do
not
what I
worried about
want.
that, which is just so like disrespectful. So I'm really wondering about that sister
The
relationship.
actual relationship.
Yeah,
Because how do
I
you
feel
get there?
like
Because
how
even
do
with
you
a
get there?
stranger, because a coworker, like if you're like, oh, like it just feels like, oh, okay, my bad. Like I don't
Well,
know
that's
them like
somebody with
that.
integrity. I feel like would be somebody that would be like my bad, whatever. But if you don't really give a fuck, then your actions match that. Which again brings me back to this your sister though. So what's going on with
So
that?
we could always use an update if there's anybody with any additional information that can color these in. By all means, we'll absolutely add it. Because that would be an interesting thing. Because I think to your point, there is some, the question of like, well, why even start it that way in the first place? Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
some missing
Mm-hmm.
context, it seems,
Mm-hmm.
for us to
Mm-hmm.
give a clear answer. But yes, I would say to most of the questions you asked.
What were the questions again?
Do
Was I
they?
wrong for not saying
So
anything?
was I wrong for not saying something up front? Is my sister foul or just
Yes.
doing what grown women do? But I wouldn't
And
say
yes.
that's what. And what am I supposed to make of a man who let two sisters sort it out like he was the prize that he ain't shit? That's
Don't.
what we're supposed to think about that. So yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my answers. I don't know if anybody out there has anything different that they would like to contribute. By all means, we would love to
Yeah.
see your thoughts.
Wow, that's kind of wild, sis. Yeah, definitely send
Mhm.
us an update and let us know, give us some more context, if you will, for what's going on, and then how you choose to move.
Right, right.
But yeah, I'm wondering about this sister relationship because
Yeah.
I can't, I couldn't be friends with somebody who does that. So for that to be from my sister, it feels
It
hurtful,
feels more
even though, and it
correct.
doesn't sound like the original poster author, whatever, however you reference the person who wrote the letter. It doesn't sound like you and this dude have had a deep relationship. It sounds like y'all was just getting to know each other. And
Mm.
so hopefully there have not been too many feelings that have been involved, or where you
Right.
have to cut losses,
You
that it
can
don't
separate
become a
easily.
whole situation. But
Yeah.
your sister is still your sister, right? And also, let me
Right.
not say I'm not team that's still your sister. I'm not that at all. I don't mean that. But what I do mean is that relationship might hold more value than some dude that you was fucking and you was just like, come to this thing with me and let me see, and we gonna see what we doing situationship.
Mm.
There that doesn't necessarily have to get a lot of energy. Whereas with someone who is family, that hits different.
Right.
So yeah, you're gonna have to give us some updates, sis, on what you decide to do. And y'all let us know in the comments what advice you have for her, for them, the answering the questions. Do y'all think that he was foul? Do y'all think that she was wrong? Like, tell us in the comments what you think.
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
Ah!
That's a lie. What I say is run, girl. Run away from everybody. That's
She
how I
said
be
from
fixing things.
everybody.
Get
Pack your
out of
bags.
there. They're
Pack your
nuts.
bags, sis.
Get
Pack your
get out of
bags.
there, sis. They're nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything before we roll out, anything that you want to double down on. This is a new segment that we're playing with y'all, and it's basically we said what we said. Okay. So throughout this show today, is there anything that you want to double down on or double back to that you want to leave the people with before we roll out of here?
Be free to dream. It is
Mm,
free to dream and put yourself in a position to see how far your actual life is from that dream and make
mm,
some concrete changes to close that gap.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna go with you are in control of building your algorithm. So I
Facts.
want us to be real intentional about the things that we're watching, the things that we're opening, the things that we're sharing. And if it isn't fitting what you want it to look like, start over or
Hmm.
go through the process of doing the audit to be able to create content that actually feeds your spirit and feeds your peace and feed your healing, as opposed to things that you don't really resonate with. You have the ability to be able to shift and alter that. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. All right. So tell the people where they can find you, please, ma'am.
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Kalonda Jackson, Kalonda. You can find me on Instagram at Kawana Bear, Kawanabear. You can also find me on Instagram as Visionary Executive Network to assist with any of your executive assistant needs. And that goes well beyond managing your calendar and sending out emails. If you need an Airbnb guest book created, if you need I don't know, chief operating officer, I can help you anywhere in that spectrum. There's a lot of different options so you can actually enjoy working on your business and not just in it. So you can find me there. You can also find me on my website at visionaryenetwork.com. Nice and easy. And never ever forget Cash App, $Kalonda,
Period.
Kalonda, because your girl got to buy a brush because apparently they don't have boar's head brushes.
Oh, because they
You
don't
know,
have like
they
coarse,
don't
coarse
have that
hair.
hair,
Yeah.
but we working with that. So
Okay.
Kalonda.
Understood. Donate to the brush fund, y'all. Donate to
Amen.
the brush
Please and
fund.
thank you.
So y'all can find me at kimberlynjackson.com. All the things are there, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, and such. Minding My Black Ass Business on all platforms, mindingmybblackassbusiness.com. There's merch, as well as on Instagram and TikTok. And I just want to remind y'all, like the video. Okay. Did you do it? How many likes we got? Because y'all in here. Did y'all like this video? Huh? Get up
Look at
there and
that.
like the
7.
video.
Go ahead.
Okay. So like the video, comment, let us know. We've asked a few questions along the way. Okay. So let us know what those comments are. And you can comment several times, y'all. You ain't got to just leave one comment.
Absolutely.
All right. So leave that. Also, share this with someone. We have started doing clips because we know that the
Yes.
full show might get kind of lengthy. ADHD, I get it.
We
So
chat
we've
a little bit.
started doing clips. So we will also have bite-sized chunks for you all to be able to share with people as well. So look out for those. Again, like those, comment on those, share on those. All of that is free stuff that y'all can do to support us and help the algorithm get
For
us to the
sure.
people that are looking for us, because there are people that want to be here in
They
this
want to
world.
see
All
us.
right. So y'all help us out with that. Now we'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't know what the date is. What that
Oh,
is. You
child.
got it written down?
I did. It is August the 3rd.
August 3rd. August 3rd, 11 a.m. Central. We'll be back. If you have an Ask an Auntie that you want to submit, please submit that at tinyurl.com/ask an auntie. And again, as you saw today, you can be anonymous. So let us know the information and give us the context, right, of the things that are happening. You also, like, don't be sending novels, but also give us the context. So, we
Right.
have a full picture of what's going on. So please go to tinyurl.com to submit an Ask an Auntie situation for us to look through and look at. And yeah, we'll see y'all back in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye.